What it do, what it do, what it do. It's your boy Bandit, and this right here is the Lions post-game show. I think we only had 2 of these before in the whole time of Bandit Sports. So we was in Twitter, and you feel me? And Mike was like, let's do a show right now. So we're going to do a show right now. We always start off by letting y'all know what's the villains in the house. Mike, let them know who you is, though.
What's up, y'all? This is Mike. You can find me on Twitter all day at @1pride_JR.
For sure. Day, let them know who you is, though.
What up? It's your boy Day, aka Day. Find me on Twitter at Markham246. Let's go.
My man Lions Rumble, let them know who it is, though.
Man, Lion Rumble, man, to catch me out here with the bandits and the villains.
For sure. Keegan, let him know what it is, though.
Yo, it's Kneecap Villain Keegan. I'm starting to come on Neil's shows and Bandit, and I've been on the Kneecap one ever since. But now I'm starting my own pod right now. So first vid is coming tonight, and you can find me at Villain of Motown.
Villain of Motown. He is officially a villain now, man. He's a villain now. Hey, Sky, what it do, man? Let him know who you is, though.
There's nothing's there. Nothing's there.
There you go. For sure. All right. Lions came in today. We played the Chargers. Won by field goal at the last second, man. I mean, at the last second, you feel me? 41-38 was the score, man. Let's talk about this offense, man. Whoa, was they clicking and getting things going today on that offense, man? Jared Goff, our running game was getting it going and everything else like that. I'm gonna let y'all start it off, man. How y'all feel about this offense, man?
It was clicking on all cylinders today. All cylinders. But we got away from the run game to start in the third. So I'm not sure why they did that though. Because we were killing them in the run game first
that bye week helped out everybody, man, especially this offense. Of course, this was the game that Golf and Amon-Ra had circled on their calendars. You know, I know Amon-Ra talked about getting tickets, for family and friends. So this was a huge game for those two, and I know they was ready. The offense was ready to go, man. Shout out to that O-line too, man. I think Penei Sewell, I seen him pancake 3 people at one time. Kid's a beast, man. So I think we were charged all the way up for this in the Chargers home.
Let's go,
man. What y'all feel about that running game? Them 2-headed monsters, man. David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs, man. Shout out to them. They did their thing today, man.
They was nasty today. They was nasty.
I know earlier we both made our picks of who we thought key players who could be the player of the game, man. Who your player of the game now, D-Day?
Still gotta be Goff, man. He went for 330 and 2 touchdowns today?
Balled his ass off. No interceptions, no turnovers. I respect that. Ryan's Rumble, who you guys your player of the game now? So we didn't get yours earlier.
Yeah, I got to go with the other California kid, St. Brown, man. Targeted 9 times, caught 8 of them, 156 yards. Huge, man. Huge.
Keegan, man, who your player of the game, man?
Like I said, it was gonna be earlier. I said it was gonna be Monty or St. Brown, and I'm sticking with St. Brown. But it all comes down to the guy that's throwing the ball to St. Brown. Also, Jared Goff.
That boy Monty had a 75-yard touchdown roll with that boy J-Mo setting up the block so he can get in the end zone, man. Speak on it, they say what you gotta say, J-Mo. What about
I'm talking about the Monty first. Man, he tiptoed down the sidelines right there, man. There was maybe a half inch of green in between his shoes for him going out of bounds. And shout out J-Mo, bro. Both Monty touchdowns that have been sprung this year. Who's out front leading the block? J-Mo. So that was nice to see.
Yes, sir, man. That was beautiful to see, man. Let's talk about one person I want to talk about. Let's talk about Ben Johnson and his play callings, man. Hey, the man went out there today, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. Had a real nice game, man. Had a nice game plan. They stuck to the run, you feel me? To open up the pass, you feel me? J-Mo was throwing 3 balls. He caught all 3 of them, no drops. And it keep there, man. What you say about this offense, man? Oh, I ain't forgot about y'all too, Mike and Sky. Get y'all player of the games, man. But I just want to, I'm so hyped about this win, you feel me? I was painting and watching the game, you feel me? They had to hop in the shower, get ready for this. But then, what you guys say about Ben Johnson and his play calling?
He was in his bag today, bro. What was it? The 4th down where he floated it over the top to Brock Wright. Man, he was. Was that 3rd or 4th down? I can't remember.
I think that was 3rd down.
That was 4th.
That was 4th.
It was 4th. Yeah, it was like 4th and 2, 4th and 1.
Yeah.
And they threw it.
And the old wing T fucking shovel to Amon-Ra. I mean, come on. And then the 4th down, 4th and 5, and we run it up the middle with Montgomery.
Man,
that was a hell of a play call.
Oh, bro, that's saying fuck y'all. We're winning this game.
O-line gave him that push to get that first down.
For sure. Mike, man, I know you picked your player of the game, man, but who your player of the game after the game on offense, man?
Yeah, before the game, I said it was going to be Laporta or Monty. I'm going to have to give it to Gibbs, man. And Golf, shout out to Golf and Amon-Ra as well, but I'm going to give it to Gibbs, man. He was the engine, man. Every time we gave him the ball, man, it felt like it was positive yardage, and it felt like it was more yardage than what it was supposed to be. So I'm definitely going to give it to Gibbs.
For sure. Sky, man, I know it feel good to get a win, man. Even though it was by 3, it wasn't by a blowout we thought it was. But, man, who your player of the game is on offense? Can't hear you, buddy.
Yeah, here you, Sky.
Shit, my bad. All
right. There you go.
Monty and Gibbs together. That's the player of the game.
Y'all said earlier we were going to go over 200 yards rushing, bro, and we smashed that.
Gibbs almost had – I mean, Monty almost had that by himself.
Yeah.
What you guys say about our kicking game? Mr. Patterson can't kick. He came down to Patterson, Day.
Why you keep making me go first, bro?
Because you my boy, man.
Oh shit! Hey, he made it. He made it when it counted, man. And he got me some. Man, I ain't got shit to say about the kicker. He made the game winning field goal, bro.
If you would have missed that, we would have been mad as hell, man.
True.
Yeah. Man, big shout out to the organization. Coming back and get him, man. Let's talk about this defense. That's what I know Mike want to talk about, man. Let's talk about this more than this defense. Let's talk about Aiden Hutchinson and how he once again didn't get a sack. Got all the pressures in the world, but didn't get a sack. And I remember Mike asking, is he the guy or a guy? And everybody got mad because he said he was a guy. So, Mike, I'm going to let you go ahead. What you still feel about Hutchinson in this game, man?
I still feel the same. I know people gonna misconstrue what I'm saying, but he's a good player. I'm not saying he's a bad player. He's a very good player, but there's a difference between being a good, very good player versus being an elite player. Like, he is definitely under a tier from those top 3-4 guys, man. He's not top 5. He's probably in the top 10 somewhere, but he might be at the bottom of that top 10. Like, he's great against the run. He's great at getting pressures, but as far as actually getting there and finishing and completing the play on the quarterback, especially if the quarterback can move, it seems like he's always a step or two slower than he needs to be. I don't know what the issue is, but when you compare him to those other guys, they just finish the play at a higher rate than he does. And that didn't change tonight at all. And he was there during the first half, like everybody was saying, oh, the pressures can do things. Which in the first half of the game, those 3 pressures he did have, they ended the drive on all 3 of them. So you can't get mad at that. They ended the drive. Second half, though, whole different story. Was a complete ghost. The one time he did get to Herbert, he ran right past him, like all the quarterbacks that can move do. That's all I'm saying.
Anybody disagree? Anybody got any argument? Anybody got anything to say about it?
Nah, I'm agreeing with Mike, man. Like, for whatever reason, man, like once Hutch does get there, he doesn't have gas in his tank to complete the play, man. Herbert did run right by him. It looked like they had him in their hands, and Herbert was just like, I'm out of here. and scrambled for like 10 yards, bro.
Yeah, it was when he had a right in his hands and he just
Yeah.
So, but yeah, man, we need that. We're gonna need those kind of plays right there, man. Make it longer. 3rd and 13, 3rd and 15, 3rd and 18. Those are, 9 times out of 10, those are actually gonna be pass plays. So we need those kind of plays so that they're forced for those 3rd and longs. Like, yeah. So we man, shout out to the offense, man. That's all I got to say. They kept us in this game, man.
My thing is when you say gas, he was at the take. Was the 3rd quarter when he ran off the field? We just had a personnel. He looked like he was about dead, but he don't wanted to crawl off the field,
exactly.
man.
The way he ran off the field was crazy.
I was like, he looked like it was bad. Like, this is dude, our 2nd overall pick, and 4 sacks and what was this?
Gas like
that. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. The first half, it looked like he was on fire. And I'm like, I can't hit him the pressure the first half because those 3 plays, they ended the drive on all of those 3 downs. But that second half, you couldn't even notice he was out there on that field. And that one time where he did get there, Herbert scooted right past his ass like he was Michael Vick, man.
So overall, right now, let's talk about this defense, man. They gave up 38 points, man, where to a Chargers team that was running game was non-existent. We was supposedly had. Shout out to Ecker, he came and did his little thing. But, Kirby had an interception. That was a nice interception to tip-tap on the sideline, get that interception, man. That was nice. But this defense, man, we're supposed to be so top 10 and everything else like that. But, hey, we got a lot of holes and we got exposed today, man. Rumble, go up. Let's just start off. How you feel about this defense and what's you looking forward to being changed in the next couple games of the season?
Again, we got to start at that D-line, man. I didn't think the Chargers had that good of an O-line coming into this game.
They didn't. The commentators talked about the O-line all day. He said, "Yeah, they get a couple there." And
yeah, I mean, I didn't think they had a chance to even compete with us. I thought it was going to be a blowout on that end. But again, Keenan Allen, man, big players do big things, man. And his number was called, and he pretty much had all the yards on offense, man. So. Wow. So, yeah, at some point in time, we're going to have to start doubling their number 1 weapon and daring these other guys to beat us. Because I think if we can do that, even with against Seattle, man, we had Metcalf. If we can get their number 1 weapon and neutralize that and force these other guys to beat us, I think that's the kind of defense I would want us to be playing, man.
What was you saying, Sky?
My bad, Sky.
No, you're good. I just want to ask you guys a serious fucking question. Like, I know we're winning and we're doing all this. We're talking about Hutch and comparing, saying AG and all these different things. But like, as a whole, like, are you guys fucking liking what you're seeing against good teams?
Not at all.
Being honest with you, like, it doesn't have to do with Hutch. It doesn't have to do with fucking a player. It doesn't have to do with Aaron Glenn. It doesn't have to do with it. Are you just honestly with a fucking eye test? Can you sit here and tell me that you guys like what you fucking see on defense?
So against the Raiders, yeah. Against
City,
good
teams. So we're talking about the Chargers.
Yeah, against Kansas City, yes. Like it's
Chargers. The Chargers. We're 8 games in now.
Yeah, the Chargers. Man, I didn't like Jacobs out there with their number 1. I don't think that guy.
He did his. He held it down a little bit.
Every fucking corner and safety we had tonight.
Right.
It wasn't just. It wasn't just fucking Sutton. It wasn't just Jerry. It wasn't Tracy. Right. It wasn't just Kirby. He literally fucking torched everybody.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, we sat in fucking zone shell the entire fucking time. That whoever was running across the zone right there. Herbert was hitting Keenan Allen and fucking torching him.
We was running stunts and blitz too.
Neil, I agree because I pointed that out in the group chat that we have, and somebody was saying, he's just sitting 4. He's not being creative with the line. I pointed out to him just like 3 snaps ago, he sent Hutch on a stunt. He didn't get there.
You say that, Mike, without any context of numbers either.
Oh no, let's not do that because I had the numbers this morning and y'all numbers was wrong.
Find the blitz
Y'all
rate
numbers was wrong.
But you can't find the blitz rate either.
No. Like I told you in a group chat, I'm gonna say the group chat since nobody else has a group chat that's listening to this. I told you in the group chat that I'm gonna wait for the numbers. I don't have the numbers right after the game because they don't come out right after the game. But I could tell you about the games that we played before today, which the numbers I was right on. Like when I was telling you about the double team rate, that you was claiming that Hutch was the most double team player in the league when he was not.
So prior to last week, he was.
Show me those numbers.
That was the chart we all looked at. We all agreed to that. That was
Show me those numbers. Show me those numbers. I don't remember no chart where he was the most double team. If you're talking about last season, yes. Last season, yeah. This season, that hasn't been the case.
We're talking 2 weeks ago.
Show me, like I said, like I just told you, and everybody that's listening to this, and everybody that's going to listen to this, that's not live. Show me those numbers, because when I talked about the numbers about the pressure, the double team rate, and I told you we had the graph, and then somebody gave Neil the graph, and he posted that shit in here. Could you please do that for me right now?
Yeah, I'll look for it. Like I said, and I already told you I can't find the double team rate in the pressure of for fucking Hutchinson.
No, that's what you just said. You said,
blitz rate. I can't find the blitz rate for the fucking team.
No, I'm just strictly going off what you. I'm just strictly going off what you just said. You said he was the most double team guy before this week.
I'll find
before last week.
I'll go back. Fucking
give me that graph. Have Neil posted in here like we had Neil post the graph this morning in here. I need to see it.
Because we still sit here and think that we sit here and blitz all the fucking time, yet we have commentators and everybody fucking.
Ain't nobody said blitz all the time. I told you.
That's what we were talking about. This is
this
is why his sack rate is down so fucking far. Like you say, we sit here and say he doesn't.
No.
To an extent.
Who said that? Who said we blitz all the time? Who said we blitz all the time? Because I told you. No. You're not gonna put words. You're not gonna put words in my mouth.
That's what you said earlier today.
I told you. For those specific games, for Seattle and for the Ravens, we had a blitz rate about league average, which was 30%. You tried to tell me it was 10%. You and Jeremy tried to tell me it was 10%. Then when we fucking pulled the graph up, guess where it was at? It was at 30%. Just like this morning when I told everybody this morning, we had 21 sacks in 8 games.
Had this year with 30%.
Hold on, no, let me finish my point. When I told everybody we had 21 sacks through 8 games, When I said 21 sacks through 8 games, Jeremy comes back and said, well, no, we got 27. So I'm like, okay, I'll roll with that. I'll roll with that. I'll roll with whatever numbers y'all say, and then I'm gonna double check that shit. And then when I check that shit and find out, no, my number was right, I'm gonna let you know my shit was right. That's all it is.
And then find me the blitz rates per game for the Detroit Lions, and then we'll start a real fucking dialogue.
Bro, I gave you that graph last week. I gave you that graph last week.
That was for over the fucking season. That could literally be all over the fucking.
That was for every game.
No, it
before this week. Game. Yes, it was. Somebody,
Yeah, it was. I've seen.
Tell them. Tell them.
For every blitz rate for the entire season.
Yes, it had every week. Every week up until this week.
Game.
Hey, somebody send them that graph so Neil can post that graph again. Because, like I said, when I say numbers and statistics, I actually have proof.
So I want to see the blitz rate for every fucking game this season.
Yeah, we gave it to you last week.
So are we saying that 80?
Okay, now I'm remembering now because then I went over and told you off fucking camera, right, that I counted the blitzes per the snap counts of the fucking team, and that number doesn't make sense because it was like 15% versus your 30-something%. Now I fucking remember the conversation.
Oh, so now we at 15% now when y'all told me it was 10%.
I literally did the snap count. I literally counted the snap fucking count, and then I literally went the times blitz per player on the advanced stats from that fucking advanced stat tracker bullshit. So I don't know.
Okay, so now, like I said before, you're getting so angry. You just told me last week it was 10%. You told me last week it was 10%. You told me last week it was 10%. You can scream all you want. You told me last week it was 10%. Now it's 15%. Now it went from being 10% to 15% when the chart shows it was 30%.
I'm pretty sure it was 0%.
Hey, somebody put that graph in here so everybody can see what we talking about. Because he got the graph last week. I don't know why he acting brand new.
You guys send it to me. You talking about the one you sent me today?
I'll find it. No, it was a different one from today. The one we sent today was this. It showed the double team rate of the edges. The one he's talking about and I'm talking about right now is the blitz rate week to week.
Oh yeah, send it to me and I'll post it. Keegan, what do we think we need to do, man, for this defense to improve, man? Because like Mike and over here, that's why they argue because there's a lot of holes in this defense, man, and it's something we need to figure out with this defense before we even think about getting into the playoffs and running our playoff run. You know what I mean? So what do you think we need to do in these last 6-2?
7-2.
7-2. These last 8 games, 7 games, 8 games, whatever number of games. The last 8 games before the playoffs, man. What do you think we need to do for this defense and adjustments they need to make?
Right now, I would say throughout the season, right now,
yeah,
except for this game, our defensive backs were playing at a good level. But right now, our defensive line is having troubles getting into the backfield and getting sacks. We need someone on the other side of Hutch to step up.
So you think James Houston is that a person? Because that's what we really we're waiting on, right? We're waiting on James Houston to come back before we get sacks. Because
I'm not saying Houston. I'm saying any other edge rusher needs to step up no matter what.
Hey, my fault, y'all. But just to prove I'm right, Neil, check the group chat right now. I'll just put that graph in there. Could you please put the graph up so everybody can see what the fuck I'm talking about? So you could show that somebody is fucking lying and somebody is telling the truth.
I got you. I'm gonna find it right now. Rumble, man, what you think we need? What adjustments we need to do on this defense, man, before we get into the playoffs? Because like we got exposed today. You mean if our offense didn't hold it down, like usually our defense hold it down. But we don't usually give up that many points. What do you think we need to do to make some adjustments before we get into the playoff run, man?
Yeah, I think man, I think we just got to believe in one another out there. And if Gardner Johnson does come back this year, or whatever that secondary decides to do, as far as if they want to man up or zone or whatever the case may be, man. We need more than one helmet on the ball because there was a lot of missed tackles today too, man. So at the end of the day, man, we got to get more than one helmet to the ball, man. So whatever it is, man, you got to back your teammate up, man. Back your brother up out there on that battlefield, man. And I think Charles Tillman used to be the one that he'd be like the second, third bear in there, and he'd punch the ball out. I think if we can start implementing stuff like that, man, to hopefully help garner us some turnovers, some sloppy turnovers at that, man. I think we'd be in good shape, man. But yeah, we did get exposed today. It was a lot of one-on-ones, missed tackles. So at the end of the day, man, we got to get more than one helmet to the ball, man. And hopefully that second player that comes in there, they can punch that ball out or something. But obviously we need to get pressure on the QB too. But first thing first, man, let's solidify that secondary, because Aaron Glenn was he's a secondary player, man. Then you got Dre Bly. We got two players who played in this game in the league. Our secondary should be, one of the least worried positions we have on this team. So,
hey, I'm gonna add one more thing. We saw how Dan Campbell was yelling at Decker after that dumbhead the block. We need Campbell to come in on that defense, lit that fire under them.
right.
And that's what needs to happen in order for us to play at least top 10 defense.
Hey, man, you been quiet.
Because I might have to run. My kid's out in the living room crying. I might have to run.
What's your final thoughts before you head out, man? And I'm about to put these charts up on the screen.
Good win, ugly win. Good teams get ugly wins. This was a shootout. Good teams win shootouts. Defense needs to play better. But I'm happy we just got the W, man. Exactly. We're 7-2, and we have the Bears next week. So good win. I'll catch y'all later.
All right, Dede.
One
Yeah.
pride, baby.
All right, Dede.
See you, bro.
So y'all been wanting to put. I got the list now. I got the chart y'all been talking about. Let's talk about these pressures, man. We're gonna put them up. Here they go. Mike, let me know. Explain to me what am I looking at here, man?
All right, so let me go back to the messages so I can see it more clearly on my side. So what we're looking at is we're looking at the blitz rate week to week, and they have all the NFL teams on there, and they also have every week what opponent they played at and how much was the percentage they blitzed that single opponent that they played. So, like I said, like the number does jump from 10% to 15% now, which both numbers are wrong because when you look at the chart, it shows the average is 30%, and they were at about 30% in Seattle and in Baltimore. So unless you got something else that you can show me,
Yeah, so
that's different from the chart.
Prior to the Raiders game, they were literally below league average from your chart.
No, I'm talking about the specific games versus Seattle and Baltimore, which you guys were complaining and crying about, talking about we didn't blitz when we were league average in both games. You said it was 10%, and then you just now said it was 15%, which if you look at the damn chart, both those numbers you gave is not true. So let's address that.
Well, I guess per your chart, wherever the fuck this is and who this is from,
PFF.
you're right.
Thank you.
So once I go over advanced stats and I pull up exactly how many times we've actually blitzed versus how many snaps each player has had, we'll have real numbers.
Okay, when you can provide me, like I said, any source of real numbers that you claiming are real, that you're just pulling out your ass,
I'll just look
I will
up the
take
numbers myself because that's what I got to do. I got to do the fucking math myself versus whatever fucking chart that is to get real percentages.
Man, I'm not gonna do this. Y'all talk about PFF all the time when it
I
comes
say
to
they're bullshit all the fucking time because they're
Y'all
rating
talk
good
about
players. What are you talking about, Mike?
No. We're not talking about grades. We're not talking about the players' actual grades because I'm with you on that. I don't buy PFF grades, but it is certain shit that I buy PFF from. Like if you're telling me a blitz rate or a pressure
and like
rate,
I said,
anything,
until
a pass rush win rate.
Right.
If you're talking about a pass rush win rate, shit like that, I'm with you all day. But if you're talking about players' grades, I've never came on here and told you I co-signed PFF players' grades. I've never said no shit like that. Never.
Mike, who you got your key player on defense being, man? And what do you feel we need to do second half adjustment before we make this playoff run?
Shit, key player on defense today was no fucking body. Nobody off of that performance. Like I told y'all the key players today when I was hoping the game was gonna be like 24-14. I told you it would be Aleem and Hutch. Hutch showed up the first half, like I said, he showed up the first half. He got those pressures, and they were phenomenal pressures because they ended the series on 3 separate drives. Second half, where was he at? And where was Aleem McNeil at for the whole fucking game? Like y'all was. I'm not talking about everybody in here because some of the people in here weren't even on the morning show this morning. But when I said, is he the guy or a guy? And I brought up Hutchinson versus Trey Flowers. And I said, this is Trey Flowers again. Like Trey Flowers was a pressure king. He got all the pressures in the world, but he's still going to max out at about 9.5, 8.5 sacks. I gave y'all the numbers this morning. I said, Hutchinson through the first 8 games, he's averaging 0.56 sacks. So that's half a sack a game through 8 games. I say if he continue on that pace, he's gonna wind up at 9.5 sacks on the season, like 9.56, and he's gonna have hella pressures. He's gonna have those 9.5 sacks with 2 million pressures, and it's the same shit as Trey Flowers. So he goes out there today, nothing, no sacks. In the defense, I told y'all, 21 sacks through 8 games. Nobody is telling you, even though we're middle of the pack with that number right there, 18 of those 21 sacks came in 3 fucking games. So you're telling me the other 5 games, nothing was happening. The other 5 games, 3 sacks total, right? Tonight, no sacks. 21 sacks, through 9 games, 18 of them still came in 3 games. Just like last year, Hutchinson, I don't even got the numbers in front of me, but I think he ended up with 9 sacks. We all know that Washington game, he had 3 sacks. Take that one game off, 16 games, 6 sacks. Do the fucking math. That's all I got to say.
Quick question. I have a question for the home panel. So our defense was doing great in the first half. And the second half went in the smoke. What could have been the defensive change at halftime that could have prevented this?
I've been saying it all year, man. I think our secondary needs to be more physical in the first 5 yards of that the wide receivers running the routes. We need to be more physical. Bump them off the routes. Bump the timing off. You get 5 yards to do it, bro. You get 5 yards to do it, man. You chuck that wide receiver at that line, man. It disrupts Herbert's. Now he's got to look from one side of the field to the other and hopefully, second guess. Just like when he threw that pick to Kirby Joseph, he was trying to throw it away, man. And Kirby just happened to be right there, man. And then another defensive pressure caused him to throw a screen pass that was just off, I think we need to be more physical, man. Our corners need to be more physical. And I think that's why I can't wait. Hopefully Gardner Johnson comes back, but we keep giving him a cushion. And then after that cushion, we can't even put hands on him because then it's an automatic penalty. So I think sometimes we need to bump them at the line and, disrupt them at the line, man.
I feel you on that one. You let them build their momentum, and then you trying to adjust off their body with they already in they cut. You know what I mean? You can't sit there waiting for them to make the move. Yeah, you can't do that, man.
I agree, but I'm gonna tell you the reason the reason they're not doing that is because they don't trust the line. They don't trust the pressure. Because if you try to jam somebody and you miss, you are fucked at that point. Especially when you're not getting no pressure on the quarterback.
But my thing to say with that is, wouldn't you rather get beat by them throwing 5 and outs and fucking like 10-yard curls up and down the field, other than like them gapping us for 25 yards in a fucking zone shell?
I'm with you, Sky.
I'm asking Mike.
Yeah.
I thank you, Rumble, but
yeah.
To me, I don't have as much of a problem with the zone shell and the soft shell and all that stuff because at the same time, they are running time off the clock and you're playing that time game. And we saw tonight, Detroit still got the ball last. That's just how it played out. So they were playing for that. But I'm telling you guys, they're playing for that because they don't trust the pressure. The numbers, the sack numbers are fake. I just told you.
I think they don't trust the fucking corners.
I don't think it's that. I just
trust the corners to play fucking man. Like Seattle game told me that, I feel. Like literally because every time they ran man, Jerry got torched by Metcalf or fucking Lockett every single time. Like the one time that fucking Aaron Glenn went back to man in the Seattle game, Mike, and you know this, was in the fucking red zone, and they ran a fucking pick crosser fucking route, and Jerry got mixed the fuck up. So why are we running man in the red zone? You know what I'm saying? Like where it would hurt us the worst. Why are we running it there? Where our safeties don't matter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you, but I just think they're playing it like that because they want to keep shit in front of them. They want the clock to run off. Because, like I'm telling you, those sacks, like I told you in the morning show before the game, and like I'm telling you now, after the game, those sack numbers are fake. They said we were middle of the pack, like I said, before the game started, but we weren't truly middle of the pack because, like I said, 18 out of 21 of them sacks came in 3 games. That's phony. You're telling me the other 5 games, you got 3 sacks, in 3 games you got 18 sacks. That's phony. That's not right. It's not true.
What you think we need to do, Scott, on this defense, man? What adjustments you think we need to do before the end of the season, man? Before we hit this playoff run, man.
Figure out somehow, some way to fucking run man coverage, I guess. Because this bend don't break shit is not gonna work against good quarterbacks. That's just my fucking opinion. Not gonna fucking work.
Bend don't break.
This Aaron Glenn's defense to me right now, in my opinion, is Ben don't get bent over, bro. Like it's just if it wasn't for the fact that the Chargers defense was fucking horrible and our offense was fucking humming, like it would have not been a good game. Like I just don't trust the defense at all right now, and I'm just completely in an opposite opinion as Mike. Like I just don't like fucking the way Aaron Glenn's running the show.
Hey, them players got to play, man. I know y'all want to absolve those players.
I agree.
Of what they doing out there, but those players are failing out there, including Aiden Hudson. He's failing. Aleem McNeil, he's failing. Charles Harris, he's failing.
So tell me this. Outside of Danielle Hunter, would you consider the Vikings defense better than us on paper?
On paper?
Seriously. Like that's I'm dead serious, Mike.
No, but that's the problem. That's the problem with Detroit, because you want to blame AG for that, but I don't look at it that way. And I'm going to tell you why I don't look at it that way. Because Aiden Hudson was the number 2 overall pick. And Lee McNeil, he was a 3rd-round pick. Like, these players on defense, like, if you're in the top 3 rounds, you got to get out there and produce. Like, I'm not trying to hear it get put all on the coach. Those players out there got to play. They got to make plays. They were in position to make plays, and they didn't make plays, including Hutchinson.
I got you. I want to continue this dialogue here because I'm liking where this is going. Okay, so now with that making sense, right? Now what you just said, those players got to play, right? And you're in Aaron Glenn. I want you to be in Aaron Glenn's shoes here for me, right? You know that these motherfuckers, because you even know, you said it yourself, the sacks are phony. Your defensive line in a 4-man rush can't get there. They can't do it. So, in my eyes, in the way I think, is what can I do differently so this isn't just the definition of fucking insanity and I'm not just spinning the fucking wheel here. What can I do to put my guys in better position, because I know that it's not working. So why am I going to continue to do something that is not working? Even though that we're 7-2, but we struggle against good teams, because we all know that we beat the fuck out of a bad team or a decent team. So it's all about good teams. So if we're spinning the wheel, doing the same thing over and over again, that's not working against good teams, why are we doing it? I don't explain that to me.
I love where this is going, because like I said at the trade deadline, when we didn't do shit, we traded for DPJ and we didn't get no line help. Okay. I told y'all they not going for the Super Bowl. Like you could tell me you're gonna do anything. Your actions got to match your words. You could tell me you competing, you want to compete. Like we all know they gonna win the division, most likely 9 out of 10. But if you're telling me they going after a Super Bowl and they had pass rushers out there that they could have got, Montez Sweat, Chase Young, we saw Chase Young get a sack today. We saw him ball out today. Montez Sweat, he ain't had no sacks, but he's getting pressures in Chicago. If you put him with Hutch, because we already know in Chicago he ain't playing with nobody in that defensive line. If you put him with Bugs, Aleem, and Hutch, come on now. Like, they chose not to do nothing. If I'm AG, I'm like, help me. Like, what the fuck?
So
you see these players. You see these players out here not doing shit. Get me somebody to help Hutch. Get me somebody to pair with Hutch.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Right. So you don't. So then are you saying that Aaron Glenn is being fucking stubborn? Or are you saying that like you're just gonna continue to do the same exact shit regardless of what the fuck happens because we're 7-2?
Keegan, go ahead. What was you saying, Keegan?
I was gonna say the one thing why we didn't get those big names is because of the cap room. Look at players' base salary, and if we don't have enough for that base salary, that's why we went out and got DPJ, because he was cheap.
And to y'all both
go ahead,
points, man, we do on this defense, man. We don't have any of the big names. We built the majority of them through the draft. And I don't think we're making a Super Bowl push, man. We're still building through the draft.
How or not? Listen,
because we're still building through the draft. Like, Lee McNeil is not a starter on any other team.
I get you, dog. We're
Aleem-
fucking 7-2, dude,
I
and we're
know.
humming, bro.
That's because Sky, that's
going into this. Like, there's
I'm with Rumble. I'm with Rumble, and I'm gonna tell you why.
On any team in this league, man, he is not a starter on any team in this league. Yet we have him starting for us. You know,
I'm with Rumble. I'm exactly with Rumble because, like I said, at the trade deadline, they told me everything I needed to know. Like I told y'all in the group chat, what they choose to do and what they choose to not do at the trade deadline tells me what they are going for as far as this season. I'm not talking about next season. I'm not talking about the season after that. I'm talking about strictly this season. Them staying pat and trading for a wide receiver for depth purposes, maybe he might do something when he get out on the field, but them not getting defensive help told me as far as this year, yeah, we going for the division. Yeah, we're going for to host a home playoff game, but that might be about it. You can't tell me you going for the Super Bowl or NFC Championship game when Seattle got better.
Well, you know they
49ers got better.
Culture. You know
Eagles got better.
Guys. Like
no, I'm not
like these guys as people.
I'm not trying to hear none of that. I'm telling you.
I agree with
you.
At
the top of the conference. At the top of the conference.
That's the
at the top of the conference. Right? I'm not trying to hear none of that. I'm not trying to give them no excuses.
Well, what if that's reality? What if
I'm telling you? Okay, so let me tell you reality. Reality is Seattle went out there and traded and got better. 49ers went out there and traded and got better. Philadelphia went out there and traded and got better. 3 teams atop of the NFC, just like you are. And you chose to sit back and get DPJ. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, is this? Are you saying this is Brad Holmes' first blunder?
No, he has other blunders
Big
too.
Blunder.
He has other blunders too. I'm just saying, as far as
being 6-2 and not trading for somebody in a playoff run, biggest blunder.
No, see now, like I said, what I said is, are they gonna win a division? Yes. Are they gonna host a playoff game? Yes. But are you telling me if you're telling me that they're going for the Super Bowl, not buying it. That's all I'm saying.
They're going to make the dance.
That's all I'm saying.
They're going to make the dance. They're going.
I'm not going to. All I'm saying is exactly what I'm saying. I'm not saying what you want me to say or what you think I'm saying. I'm saying that they are not. I'm saying that they are not going for the Super Bowl when they do some bullshit like that. You cannot talk me out of my opinion. That's my opinion on the situation. You cannot tell me 3 other teams in the conference that sit at the top of the conference just like you are, all chose to get better, and you chose to trade for a depth receiver when that was not your number 1 need or your number 2 or number 3 need. So
you want me to tell you why I think that they didn't make a move at the break, Mike. Now, because I think you're right in a sense. Like you are right, but I think it's a little bit bigger than that. I think it's more of the business side of it.
Exactly.
The draft is in Detroit. No, I just think it's the draft is in Detroit next year, and they're not willing to give up the show for anything outside of a diamond.
Yeah.
Because
bingo.
They want to make as much of a show of Detroit they can next year for the fans. That's why I told you that they would never trade, regardless of who was up for grabs, they would have never traded that first round pick away.
Right. Now, but how many games did the previous regime win? And how many games has Dan Campbell won? He's won 10 straight.
10 straight.
I think they might be almost even now because Dan's first season was really bad. So I think they're about even. Like Patricia.
What was good about Dan Campbell's first season is they started cutting those players that we were going to owe a ton of money to, man. So now the cap and everything is starting to level out, but we also get super younger. To your points, guys. So yeah, I mean, the more draft capital we have for next year's draft, which is in Detroit, even if we do have a playoff win or a playoff appearance, I think we as fans should take that for what it is, because the last time we were in the playoffs I probably was
91.
Right. So
I was 3. I was 3.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
In that sense,
that's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like I said, I'm not talking about next year. I'm not talking about the year after that. I'm talking about strictly for this season. What they told me strictly for this season is, hey, we're fine with winning the division. hey, if we get to the Super Bowl, if we get to the NFC Championship, that'll be great. But we're not going to break our necks to get to the NFC Championship or get to the Super Bowl. That's all they told me.
I think as a combination of that, they have too much trust.
Hey, you know what I would say is a successful.
I don't know, Mike. I don't know that. I just can't sit here and believe that a team is 6-2 has an opportunity to make a move on a guy, and they don't do it because they don't think they're going to win a Super Bowl.
Chase Young went for a conditional pick, bro. That's just, I'm not even talking about Montez Sweat. I brought up him earlier, but I'm not even going to talk about him because to get Montez Sweat in Detroit, you was going to have to give up a first round pick because Chicago gave up a second round pick, and of course, their second round pick is going to be more valuable than Detroit's second round pick. So we can't even give up a second round pick. We would have had to come off a first. I'm not even going to talk about him, but Chase Young is a whole completely 180 from that. He was traded for a conditional third round pick. Conditional. Nobody in the fucking league wanted Chase Young.
What you guys aren't understanding is that we didn't have enough cap room to go out and get a big guy like that. We are still paying for Marvin Jones Jr. because of that. I can't think of the term.
No, we got that $4 million back.
What we got that $4 million back.
It was $4 million.
I'm looking up the cap right now for him because
I think we could have fit it. I think the biggest problem is that we weren't going to pay his fucking ass after.
No,
I think we just got Trey Flowers off our books, man.
Yeah, we could have definitely fit. If they wanted Chase Young on this team, we could have definitely fit him. He's not even making that much, bro. Like we could have definitely fit Chase Young on this team if they wanted to do that. So I'm not even gonna buy that
rookie contract, ain't it?
Look
right, he's still contract. Yeah, he's still on the rookie deal. Like if you were talking about somebody that was really getting money, I get that, but Chase Young ain't really getting money like that. They could have fit Chase Young if they wanted him. And like I said, nobody fucking wanted him because the 49ers said, fuck it, nobody want him. We'll give him a conditional third because nobody's trading for him. Detroit could have did that.
Thank you, James Burgess. You was right because he sent in the retire papers. We got that cap back. That cap didn't hit us. Yeah. But go ahead, John.
Trade him for a bunch of minutes.
All I was hearing is that he didn't send in his retirement papers yet. I haven't heard anything other than that yet.
So Scott, to your point, this is old Lions would have done that, and then we would have been strapped.
I'm not mad either way. Like,
right? Because look, we still got to pay. We got Amon-Ra, we got Pide, we got these guys that we're gonna have to pay. We are gonna have to pay these guys, bro. And thank God we got some of these guys on like prove it deals. Because in my eyes,
it is broke a little bit though.
Some of these guys are not starters on other teams, bro. Like what we're getting from Aleem, bro, that's crazy. You know, what we're getting from, you know, even the fact that he's able to play so many games.
You just need position. James fucking Houston back, dude.
Yeah.
For the love of God, Rumble.
And that's the difference because James Houston got way less snaps than Aiden Hudson last year, but he was able to finish the play. Like, oh my God. That's all I'm talking about. When I bring up Hutchinson, I'm thinking of like I said, he was drafted at number 2 overall. I'm thinking of Myles Garrett. I'm thinking of Nick Bosa. I'm thinking of Micah Parsons. I'm thinking of people in that ilk. Like, if you're drafted that high, I need to see those results, baby. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying he's a bum. I'm not saying he's a scrub. He's a very good player, but is he a great player? Not, at this point, no, he is not.
I think he's good. Not grip. I agree.
You got grip, baby.
I just think as right now in his career, he needs help either from the coach or from another person, and we're not getting either of it because you can sit here and say whatever. We can agree to disagree or agree on everything. You know what I'm saying, Mike? But at the end of the day, bro, like neither of us like the 4-man rush that they're doing. We can sit here and say we can agree on that. Like we don't like that. Like it's not working. Like because the way with what we're doing, he's not hitting home. So how can we like that? How can you like something that's not working?
It's just
that's facts. That's facts.
Yeah, it's just the person.
But he got to use what he got available to him.
I agree with you.
It ain't nothing he could do because those players out there ain't getting it done. Like and it starts with up front. Like I said in the pregame show, that first line of defense is hanging the second and third line of defense out to dry. I told y'all the numbers was fakes. I'm not gonna even go over the numbers because I already gave y'all the numbers 5,000 times. They are hanging the second and third level of that defense every fucking week. The majority of the weeks, they're hanging them out to dry because they're not doing their fucking job.
Yeah, no one's hitting. I agree with you because nobody's hitting home. Like nothing. This 4-man rush shit is not fucking working, regardless if it's the player or the coach. I agree with you. This shit sucks. The shit fucking sucks. But my point about it is like, did you watch the Ravens game at all day against Cleveland? Like,
Yeah, I watched the whole
watch-
game.
okay, so like we don't have the corners that fucking Cleveland does, or nor the defense line. That's not what I'm fucking saying. But what these teams are doing to these quarterbacks, right? They're saying, listen, go ahead and beat me with every great throw you have. I'm in your biggest situations of the game, I'm gonna blitz the living fuck out of you and just make you make the play. If you make the fucking play on me, good for fucking you. And you're seeing like these guys are making mistakes, like what happened earlier in the Ravens game. Why I brought up the Ravens game. Lamar Jackson does some bullshit where he like runs outside and gets fucking hit. Okay, he gets all pissy in this like little argument thing with this fucking corner. What the fuck does this dumb motherfucker do? They come out and man blitz. They blitz him. He hikes it, sees the guy that he just got in a fucking argument with, sees him one-on-one, throws it straight at his fucking ass, and one-on-one throws it 5 yards short. Gets fucking picked off for like for the fucking Cleveland to be able to come back. I'm not saying that's like everything. That's like I'm not saying that's like every instance of every game we have. But what I'm saying is like shit like that when it does matter, like we don't see that. We see a shell, Mike, and like I said, we agree that that is not good in pressure situations. Every time we sit back and we say we see them come out in zone, we see it. We like because we watch enough that we know exactly what they're running. As soon as they come out, we're like, oh fuck. Like we know it. It's as soon as I go up, players break, start walking to their positions. We're like, oh fuck, or like, okay. I that's where I'm just like, those situations to me, like we need to. Aaron Glenn needs to figure out what he can do with what he's got in those situations. Because what I'm seeing from like Flo with the Vikings, with what shithers he's got. You know what I'm saying? Now, I will say he's got Daniel Hunter, and he's getting home, right? He's got a couple guys, right? But we have a couple guys too. Mm-hmm. Okay? So if you can just figure out what works best for our couple of guys, because whatever he's doing in this 4-man rush is not it. It's not working. Like if we could just shell and our 4-man rush was just getting there, and yes, that is on Hutch. I completely agree with you. That is on Hutch. That's on every defensive lineman that we had that's not hitting home, to be honest with you. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's on Aleem. That's on Kaminsky. That's on Pascal. That's on fucking Bugs. That's on fucking who else is out there right now? I don't know. Let's just say fucking James Houston because he's fucking hurt. That's fucking on fucking
Kaminsky.
Yeah, that's on Pitt for fucking letting them play special teams. That's on. You know what I'm saying? That's on. It's like you can tell. Like that you can tell the weirdest thing about it. Like it always like fits out to me. Like and it like Jeremy fucking just keeps fucking drilling it in my fucking head every time I'm on a fucking stream with them. But fucking Anzalone has fucking like 4.5 fucking sacks, and he's like one of the best pass rushers on our team because randomly Aaron Glenn decides to like just throw him on a delayed blitz, and like the fucking left guard or the right guard just decide not to block him. And then the running back just is like, oh, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And he gets a sack. Like, that's all of his sacks this year is delayed blitzes on bullshit. Or him running out of fucking nowhere delayed because the fucking quarterback's at a rollout and him somehow fucking arm tackling a motherfucker down. Like, that's his only sacks. Delayed something or others.
Hey, I agree with you, Scott. My only thing with that, like you said about Daniel Hunter, I'm looking at Daniel Hunter right now. He ain't went more than one game without a sack.
And I agree. But that could be anybody, and everybody's going to be crucial on Hutch because that's the second overall pick. But dude, if you got a guy, if you got three guys next to you, like if you, it's crazy because if you got 3 guys next to you in Madden, these guys are not even overrated over 73 overall. You got Hutchinson and then 73, 69, 69. Like what the fuck? Like that's what they're playing like half the fucking time in the fucking real game. Like, this
Exactly.
is what I'm getting out of fucking McNeil and fucking Kaminsky and fucking Pascal. Like, they're fucking ghosts. Like, who the fuck are you? Like, you're like,
Exactly.
and then on top of it, you're 4-man rushing the fucking ghosts over here, the 69 over fucking alls, fucking expecting them to fucking hit home, leaving Hutch to get fucking chipped every other play. But he's not getting double teamed because I don't know why. You know what I'm saying? His pressure rate's down because I don't know. I love it. Like, I don't have an answer for you.
I don't disagree with nothing Sky is saying right now because that's my biggest problem with the team. Defensive line is getting shredded. Like Elaine McNeil, before he made one play. It either came in the third or fourth quarter. I think it was the fourth quarter. Before that one play he made, I didn't even know he was on the field today. I'm not gonna lie to y'all.
Yeah, and what makes it so
why
bad?
are you getting up and celebrating against the Raiders, motherfucker? You're cutting up the fucking 3-5 Raiders, brother, and you fucking getting single team the rest of the fucking season and getting a half a sack. Like, what the fuck are we doing here, man? Like, this is the shit I'm talking about, though.
We drafted Rodrigo for a middle linebacker, and then put him.
He playing fullback, bro.
He playing fullback.
Listen, he's just trying to make his fullback, bro. He's just trying to make this team at this point.
That's what I'm saying, man. It's like, at some point, you gotta. I'm agreeing with Sky and Mike. At some point, man, like, come on, man. Somebody ain't getting home. Okay, we'll put Jack Campbell in. We'll give him more snaps, or we'll give Rodrigo more snaps. But at this point, they just gave up on him on defense. Like, all right, y'all offense, y'all want him. Okay, here you go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree. I agree with Sky on that because I think he said earlier one of his points was they put too much trust in, or it might have been Rumble. But yeah, that's where they fucked up this offseason. They put too much trust in that front four because that front four has been dog shit the majority of the season.
Absolutely, they seen John Kaminsky in preseason manhandling fucking 4th and 5th stringers, and they're like, "Oh yeah, he's gonna be the fucking man, dude." And then he fucking can't get off a fucking block to save his fucking life. Can't bite this fucking way out of a wet paper bag, bro. Like, are you fucking serious? You know what? Somebody break that fucker's wrist again. Put the club back on.
If he was better with the club, put the club, dude. Put the club back on, man. Put the club back on, man.
That motherfucker, bro.
Man.
He was doing better.
He just go run his head over in the parking lot, bro. For real. Put the club back on, man.
I agree because they had him in the preseason playing against third stringers. He was looking like an all-pro.
Facts. That's what I'm saying, bro. He can't beat nobody on the real season, bro.
Man, he got his fingers back and he can't act right, man. Like, man, for real, man. They put the club back on, bro.
I'm just saying, we need to mix up on this fucking defensive line some way or another, bro. And it to me, it all starts with Aaron Glenn and fucking, like you said, Aiden Hutchinson hitting home, because I can agree with that at least, or anybody on the defensive line of that matter to fucking hit home.
I don't think Levi will be here next year. There's some guys who will not be here next year. They're taking up roster spots for no reason.
Oh yeah, there's that.
Bullshit.
Coaching staff. Shout out
bullshit.
To the staff for giving them another opportunity, but like, bro, you taking up a roster slot, man.
Yeah, we need proven guys that can do it, or we need a new line of blood from the draft because like you just said about. Let me tell y'all what. Hold on. What did Pascal do out there today? He ain't do nothing either.
I didn't even know he played.
I didn't know he was playing.
Yeah, I didn't either. I ain't gonna lie.
That's the problem. We don't know which defensive lineman out there because they're all doing the same shit.
I'm gonna say, did he play?
He wasn't.
He was out there. He was out there. He wasn't doing shit though.
I swear, I seen Broderick Martin out there at some point.
I see Roger Martin out there. I see Burrito Jones.
Inactive today.
Hey, you know what?
I see
Broderick Martin did. Broderick Martin did more than a lot of them players that was actually active today.
Yeah.
Same fucking stats.
They was just as inactive as his ass.
That's what he was probably saying.
Let me tell you,
I got the same stats as this motherfucker, bro.
Oh my gosh.
Sitting on my couch. The fuck?
Let me tell y'all why Enrique will be here next year, because he's a Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes guy.
Well, that's a real thing, bro.
He won't be.
That's one thing we need to get away. We need to get away from that. Like I get the grit, I get the culture, I get that, but they got to get away from that shit. At some point, the talent on the field, got to matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're a Dan Campbell, Brad Holmes guy that will be here next year, bro. Like
he won't be.
Yeah.
We went back and got. It's Will Harris. Will Harris won't be here next year.
Yeah,
I don't even know why he's on the team, man.
That's like fucking guy. I don't know what you're talking about. He's definitely gonna fucking be here.
Levi will not.
That's That's like
Snap.
shit. Everybody won a 10. I'm sure everybody won a 10, but shit, that 6 or 7. Sometimes you got to work with that shit, man.
Hey, that's facts. That's
You know what?
facts.
I'll trade Levi to the Panthers for a 7th-round pick.
I'm sorry if you want positive Lions football, but we speak the real over here, man. We don't
Hey, you know
sugarcoat
what?
shit,
We
man.
won today. We talking like we lost, but hey,
We don't
it is what it is.
because this is the facts. This is the stuff that we see on the field that they should see on the field. You feel me? There's a lot of holes in this defense. Yeah, we're all happy that we're 1. We're all happy that we're 7-2. But we're trying to. I don't know. Y'all say they don't want, but I, as a Lions fan, I want us to go deep into the playoffs, and I want to be the Super Bowl. You feel me? So these are things we're pointing out that we seeing that's preventing us to get into the Super Bowl. So we're going to talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk about what our defense is bad, bro. Like,
Yeah, like
Right.
they gave up
want
38
Hey,
points today. Like,
right.
I've been saying all year. I think they gonna win that first playoff game because that's gonna be the first game ever hosted in Ford Field. Them fans gonna be going crazy.
Yay!
Absolutely.
But
We beat the
when you
3
talk
we-
about that,
fucking Chargers.
right?
Yay, positivity.
When you talk about that next round,
Yay. Justin Herbert's somehow better than
Hey.
Jared Goff, but less passing yards and touchdowns. Yay.
when you talk about that next round where they have to potentially play like the 49ers or the Eagles or some shit like that, maybe the Dallas
ready.
Cowboys, and we're not gonna be ready for that shit
We not
off of the shit
ready.
I've been seeing.
We're not ready for them. Like I said, that's why I wanted to get revenge against Seattle. That to me is a measuring stick as well, man. Because he's had.
do you
hard
really
time
want to
with-
play Seattle in the playoffs at home?
Yes.
Because they beat us.
Yes.
They beat us the last 2 times.
I would.
Yes.
I'd rather play the
Yeah.
Niners.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'd rather
he the
play-
Niners. I'm telling, if from my opinion, if you give me the Niners, Eagles, or Seattle, I'd rather play Seattle. But
Yep.
shit, man, it is what it
with
is.
Mike on
I
that
don't
one.
think we're going to have to worry about the Eagles, Mike.
I'm with Mike
I
on
would
that one.
win. Heck, I would win.
Yeah,
a
we
playoff
probably
game.
won't have to worry about the Eagles unless we get to the NFC Championship game.
I would win a playoff game and let the Eagles or 49ers beat us. Jared Goff just brought us to a playoff win. We're gonna pay him, and we could easily repeat it next year if we want. If we end up getting the right guys, we could easily come back next year.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. Like I don't have no problem with that for the people that think I do have a problem with that. I'm just saying that's probably gonna be the ceiling. Instead
Yeah,
of
I
if you
would-
would have went out there and got a pass rusher, you could have extended that ceiling a little bit. You could have got to the NFC Championship game or a Super Bowl easier because this front four ain't gonna do shit in the playoffs, man. I don't give a damn what nobody try to tell you. They ain't gonna do shit in the playoffs because they not doing shit in the regular season versus good teams.
Yeah. I would rather face Seattle. I think this time, if we beat them at home, I think we got them, man. I ain't gonna front. I think we got them. I think that'll be Dan Campbell's.
I agree because that Seattle game, I don't
We
feel
lost by
bad
3.
about that game. Right, they had to go to
3.
over. Right, we
Right.
lost by
Lost by 6.
whatever it was. We lost by
They get
6.
the
They
ball.
scored a touchdown in overtime, but
Yeah.
they needed overtime. We spotted them like 14 to 17 points anyway. So
Yep.
I don't feel bad about that game, but yeah, I don't know, man. They got to show a lot more versus these teams, but the problem is now we're getting to the point like our next 5 games, like we're not really playing against nobody. So the defense, if they
That's the
do something
scary
these next
thing,
5
Mike.
games,
That's the
right?
scary
That's
thing.
right because everybody gonna get hyped over these next 5
Yep.
games because we got the Bears twice in these next 5 games, and people gonna be like, "Oh, did you see the defense? It's the fucking Bears, bro.
Yeah,
Like it's the
yeah.
Bears. Like it's not the Chargers, it's not the Ravens, it's not the Seahawks, it's not the Eagles or 49ers. It's the fucking Bears.
You bear down, bear down.
New Orleans.
So we have
Yeah.
Bears,
the fucking
Cats,
Bears.
Saints, then Cowboys.
And then we got the Vikings twice.
Cowboys is the next game to worry about.
Yeah,
Vikings
Cowboys.
is at the end of the season.
And you know what? The Vikings, we get the Vikings. That's another game.
Looking dangerous.
Yeah, they looking dangerous a little bit.
I agree with you, dude, but
So the
I'll tell you right now, if Josh Dobbs go out there and he died us up for 40 points, bro, I'm done with the season, man.
That's the thing. The cool part is we've already faced Josh Dobbs and Lamar. Like he can run, he can scramble, he can throw on the run. So and then we faced it with Geno. So at some point, these guys have got to know, like, okay, against these kind of quarterbacks, this is what we got to do.
I
At some
agree.
point, they should have that. Even Herbert today, he surprised me with a couple of throws on the run where he was like, they were confident throws. Like, oh, okay, I see you two back there, and he still threw it to his receiver. And it's like our guy just had his back to the player that he was supposed to be guarding because he thought Herbert was gonna run. So it's like we got to get back to the basics, bro. Stick to your man, bro. Communicate. Go, oh, I got the QB if he runs. Like we're not doing that out there. So it's like we got to get back to the basics, bro. Because like you said, man, it starts getting into these, Chicago and these games where we these NFC North opponents, man, it's not going to be walks in the park. We should dominate our division this year, but
Good thing we got 2 weeks before the Super Bowl, right?
yes.
We'll figure that out when we get there, boss.
No, I just want to be able to get the NFC North crown, and that's kind of where I'm at with that.
What you at where management at basically then what they said in the first line.
That's it.
Yeah.
Because
So
next year's
much has
draft
to happen for that like not to happen.
Yeah, it's too much. Yeah, it's too much. They too much on a high point to say, hey, we just settle in for that now.
No,
With
it's
the
not
record
settling.
being set, yeah,
It's not settling.
you gotta adjust, just like the defense got to adjust on the second half. You got to adjust. We're 7-2. You feel me? We're second.
Right.
They weren't expecting to be 7-2.
No.
All right, we're 7-2 now. The expectation is high. We had high expectation coming into the year was to make the playoffs. We're 7-2 now, so our expectation being number 2 seed in the whole NFC. Our expectation is up now. Even the commentary said, like, don't be surprised if we're not in the Super, not in Vegas, bro. So our expectation now is to get to the Super Bowl.
They can do it. They could do it. I'm not saying they can't do it. I'm just saying the route they chose to do it, like it was harder than what it had to be. Like if you would have got a pass rusher, bro, the defense could have been so much better, man. You can't just have one player getting constant pressures. Like if people, it's probably some people out there that think I don't even like Hutch. Because I do like Hutch, but he can't be the only guy out there.
I agree. Hutch is getting double teamed, and someone needs to be free to get those sacks.
Yeah, we need to get more exotic blitzes in our secondary, man. If you're not gonna play, if you're not like to y'all point, if you're gonna play the shell, make the shell look like you're playing the shell, but every now and then pick one of them guys to rush in, man. Throw something exotic at them, like what Ben Johnson's been doing with the offense, man. He's got these guys motioning, and you don't know when Panay's gonna pull. You don't know.
No.
Write up something exotic, man. Get Brian Branch in there. Get whoever, Kirby, whoever. You got to get some, like, I don't know, man. But at some point, you got to figure it out because your front four ain't doing it, bro.
I think he's
getting. One thing they did figure out on defense, though. This is one thing I can't give him credit for. When Jerry Jacobs went down, it was not what's his name didn't come in the game. It was Dorsey came in the game. I was happy that they did not put Will Harris in the game. They put Dorsey in the game. So they've been listening a little bit. I've seen that little adjustment they made. Because usually Will Harris would have been running his ass right out there getting burnt on the next play. So yeah, they didn't put him in the game. So I do
horrible game, dude.
Hell, if he wasn't on the injury report, I would have put Gilmore in.
Oh yeah, I would. I want to see Gilmore out there.
You can't just throw. You can't throw Gilbert. Well, the way Herbert was playing today, you couldn't throw Gilbert in that fire because it would have fucked up his whole confidence, man.
Yeah,
that would have been a bad move. Man.
Run something, man. Like they killed me when they moved Hutch, and it's like the O line's like, oh, they moved Hutch. Okay, like it ain't instilling fear in these other O lines, man, like it used to. They're like, oh, you move a Hutch? Okay, whatever. Hey, blah blah blah. You know what I mean?
Slide the protection.
Yeah, slide the protection that way.
Like, while we're talking about protection, Rumble, tell me why Jonah Jackson is possibly the worst blocking and pass blocking fucking guard I've ever seen in my entire fucking life.
Man, thank God for Graham. That's all I'm gonna say, man.
Oh,
thank God for Graham.
Yeah, that's what I don't get. That's what I don't get because everybody
got
swear
beat.
up and down we need to re-sign
Yes.
him, and I don't see
Can't
it
do
that
it,
way.
Mike.
He the one that need to walk,
For
and
10
I've
for
been
10
saying
million,
that.
for 9-10 million, I'll do it. But if he's
Right.
asking 13-14, like I think he's going to.
Exactly.
Me too,
And
man.
then, and this is my problem because it was people not in here, not on the show, but it was people in the group chat talking about, oh, they can franchise tag him for 10 million. No, you can't because the franchise tag is the average of the top five salaries. So you're
16?
talking about like around 18 million. Like he ain't no
Bro, you know what
hell
Jonah
no.
Jackson is?
Hell
He ain't
no,
no
Mike.
Whitworth.
Sky, in nice terms, he's like that saloon door that opens and closes every single minute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's been
He
cool,
almost got
but
Goff killed, bro. He literally almost got
right.
Goff killed.
And that fourth down, I think it was the first fourth down. Well, not the first fourth down, but the one on the goal line we went for and we didn't get. He killed that whole fucking play. Like they didn't even get a chance to see if that play was gonna work because of him.
See, here's my thing with that, but I see that right there. I blame that shit on Ben Johnson.
Dude, I think
I literally blame all of our goal line
Aiden,
problems on Ben Johnson, Mike.
I think Aiden O'Connell's gonna.
Yeah, I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at that. The only thing I will say, because I've been so disappointed with the defense today, I didn't even touch on the offense. But Ben Johnson had his best day of the whole fucking season today, so I can't get really,
Except
I
for
can't get really mad at him.
Red
But
zone's for Ben Johnson right now.
except for the red zone, Mike.
Yes.
Yeah, the red zone continues to be an issue. But shit, man, the
He
defense,
doesn't trust
man.
the running backs enough. He for some reason he will continue to perceive that we have 4 downs. Him and Dan Campbell. This is a him and Dan thing, I think. Perceive that we have 4 downs every single series that we're going to utilize. Right? Now, we did utilize them in the fucking red zone this time, but why are we not doing it like we would in any other situation? Why are we not running the ball twice?
Exactly.
And then if we're on 3rd and 6, 3rd and 5, why aren't we running the ball again?
We ran it on 4th and 6.
And then after that, why are we not going 5 wide or 4 wide with a fucking running back?
Because of Jonah Jackson.
I get that, but that's why you keep the running back in. You have Monty, and like you know what fucking works here. Like the whole objective is getting Amon-Ra open or the over the top taller wide receiver to get to the back of the end zone somewhere or your tight end. Like, and if that's not working, you don't want to do that. You have tons of ways you can do tunnels and other types of screens and shit. You get them open on the outside on 3rd and 4th down. I just don't understand what he's doing. He's doing all this fancy shit like that fucking play action, fucking all this weird. I don't get it, bro. Like, why are we putting Goff's back to the fucking to the offensive line on the fucking 1 yard line? I don't get it. I'm not understanding our goal line right now.
Right now, it's kind of like Ben Johnson's trying to pull Eric Bieniemy and try to throw these trick plays.
Yeah,
and they're not working. So go with your normal offense.
Exactly. You need to stop being cute when you need to score a touchdown.
Yeah, that's like Atlanta last week. They ran a damn end around with a fucking tight end. Not even the tight end they drafted at number 4 overall.
Bruh.
Well, clearly we put Rodriguez at fullback, so clearly they're still trying to iron him out. I don't think he's. I mean, I think he played offense when he was in high school.
It's crazy because Jeremy and I have been pushing. What's his name?
Horvath.
Yeah, Horvath. The guy was with the Chargers. He scored 2 touchdowns catching and receiving when he was there, and they cut him, and no one signed him. Jeremy and I have been proposing that the line should go pick him up. He won't cost a lot.
Yeah, I just think they have their guys right now. I think they're basically
that's their thing. They want their
playoffs.
Guys they've had. I agree.
Yeah, they're just playing.
Man, I'm just not reading some of these comments. We got people in the comments. They mad because we not being super overly positive, but we being realistic. Like, hey, when y'all right, it's called real talk. It's called realism. And when we get to the playoffs and lose, and because of the shit that we're talking about, y'all get why we were talking about this type of shit.
Because you have to be realistic. You can't always be happy. And yes, a win is a win. We're all happy we won, but guess what? There's things you can.
There's room for improvement.
there's always room for improvement in wins.
Yeah.
Like, yes, a 3-point win is great, but a 3-point win, you want to see more. You want to see where we could have executed better, what you could have done better. We could have scored in the red zone more. Like, there's things you have to work on even in a win.
Is that and then also like we need to touch on this. Like y'all talking about 7-2 in the comments, but we need to also, if y'all gonna say we're 7-2 in the comments, can we also talk about the other team being 500 and now they're like I think below 500, and we had a knockdown drag out fight with them. We won on a last second field goal when we had 2 weeks to prepare for them, and they're coming off a short week already because they played last Monday night. Can y'all talk about that shit in the comments?
With a dude with a broken tip of his finger.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
You talk about how we were supposed to dominate this game with the offense we have, and yet our defense gave up 38 points.
Yeah.
Like we could talk about
like because it's a lot of stuff we haven't even touched on. Like we didn't even talk about
even in blowouts. Like for example, if we blew them out, I guarantee you, everyone on the panel can agree. If we, for example, beat them 24-10 somehow, or 34-10, there would still be points where we would say we could have done this better, even in a blowout win.
Right, but that's what we were expecting, a bigger margin than the last second field goal, and then we didn't even bring up for the people that saying we're 7-2. We didn't even bring up that he only had one legit NFL receiver on the field. Like Mike Williams wasn't playing, Palmer wasn't playing. Justin, he's a rookie. He hasn't even got it going all season. Hasn't even got it going all season.
His first career touchdown today.
So, I mean, we could easily brought any of those points up that we didn't even bring up in this post game. So we can keep going. we
only put up 17
Yeah,
points.
they should have gave Rodrigo the ball at the 1 yard line on this play.
we can keep going because we got a quarterback. We got a quarterback with the Chargers. If you look at the games that he played before Detroit, like look at 4 or 3 of the 5 games he played before Detroit, he was dog shit in them games. He was dog shit in them games. He was completing barely over 50% of his passes, but when he played against Detroit, he was a god again. And this guy, like he already has the finger issue, so he can't even be under center. So 99% of the game, he's in the gun. And all the other defenses are playing well against him, except for Detroit. So that when we're talking about the game and what happened about the game, while we're talking about all the bad shit that happened in the game, that's why we're talking about the bad shit. Like this was not a Chargers team coming into the game where they was 6-2 or something like that. It was like 4-4 or something like that. So this is not a team that was coming in winning boohoo games. So we got to be realistic. We can't be full of Kool-Aid.
To be fair, we could have easily scored 14 more points. The drive that we kicked the field goal and the drive that we punted.
Yep.
Those could have been touchdown drives.
Go ahead, Neil.
I see another comment talking about they're at home and are a lot better team than what their record shows, what their record says, I believe. Your record is who you are. When we were 1-6, when we were 1-6 or 1-7, whatever it was last year, guess what? We were 1-6, 1-7. We were one of the worst teams in the league. We weren't good until we started winning actual games. Like you don't get brownie points. Like this isn't the lines of where we take moral victories. Like even though we won today, it was still a shitty win.
Yeah, the old lines would have lost this one, Mike. The old lines would have lost this one.
Yep, that's a fact.
Yeah, but yeah, man. I mean, like he said, 2 weeks to prepare. You had a bye week. You had healthy bodies come back. Shout out to the California connection. I'm on Ra and Golf. I mean, those guys showed up. I think that's what we were predicating this win on. Those two had to show up today in order for us to win this game. But at some point, defenses are going to start game planning against those two. Defenses are going to start being like, okay, anybody but Amon Ra. Anybody but right. Please. So we got to clean up, man. We got a couple of things we could benefit from cleaning up, man. Great win though, great team effort, but our defense has got to be a little bit better. Because now we're gonna get into jobs.
And I bet you in the locker room, Campbell was like, "Yeah, boys, we won. Great win. Great team win. We won out west. We won. But guess what?
We got a lot to clean up.
Yes.
Even though we got the Bears next week and they're not good, we got to clean up our mistakes."
Yeah, because Dobbs is playing lights out right now.
Oh, it's gonna seem like we're going to against fucking the
We need
fucking
a clean house.
Bears or whatever.
Yeah, we need a clean house in this division. We need to knock Dobbs off this pedestal. Need to knock Minnesota off this pedestal. Let them know this is our division for this year and the next few years coming up, man. It's time right now. Kick them while they're down. Kick them while they're down. Jordan Love, he had a terrible game too. Shout out to them Steelers. Shout out to Tomlin.
Yes,
my
thank
dog.
you.
Like,
Thank
yeah,
you, Steelers.
push them further down, man. Push them further down. That way, when we play them again, you know, they know, you know. So we gotta, we have to sweep the division this year. That's where I'm on. Y'all talk a Super Bowl. I want us to just
Win the division.
maul this division, man.
I would love to win the division, win the North, and then at least win one playoff series, and then I'd be satisfied.
Yeah, that'd be dope. Sky said he got tickets for everybody too. If we get to the
Atta boy, Sky. Let's go.
See,
He said,
I
home
don't-
playoff game on me.
I don't agree with the comment in there. It says we were better than 1-6. No, we weren't better than 1-6. That's why we were 1-6.
Hey, halfway mark after that bye. Fired our defensive backs coach. Traded Hutchinson. Ever since then, we've been on the rise.
Hawkinson,
You said-
yeah.
Hawkinson.
Yeah.
Hawkinson.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Yeah, no, don't trade Hutch yet.
Hawk.
No.
Since then, we've been on the rise.
So let's get to everybody's the one before we end the show, man. Let's get to everybody's final thoughts, man. Yo, Rumbo, man. I see you, Wiggy. Yo, old Wig. What's your final thoughts, man, before we head out here, man?
Yeah, man. This could either be November rain or November gain, man. We got a few games coming up. Obviously, Thanksgiving. We're gonna be one of the only teams on TV for Thanksgiving, man. Let's win. Let's sweep these November games, man. Let's sweep these November games this month. Obviously, we got the Bears. Great win. Go home. You know, everybody loves Victory Monday, man. So I'm juiced. I'm hyped. We won. Don't get it twisted. I'm still happy we won. But
Of course.
one thing about the Bandit, one thing about Bandit Sports, man, we're gonna give it to you raw, man. We're okay to criticize our team. We're okay to criticize these players because we're passionate about them. But this ain't no Joel Osteen. Hey, how are you? Hey, we ain't doing that here, man. Hey, they got to clean up some stuff, man. I'm tired of seeing no name QBs carve us up. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we're gonna be critical of our team, man, when push comes to shove, man. And right now it's critical. Yeah, that's all I got, man. Appreciate you, Bandit, for having me on, man.
For sure, man. Hey, and another thing is, if y'all want to argue with us, man, y'all can always come on the show. Just say, hey, put the link in. I'll send y'all the link, and y'all can come in here and argue with us, man. Like, this is an open show for the people too. You feel me? This is all for One Pride Nation, man. You feel me? Keegan, man, what's your final thoughts, man?
I'm gonna say a win is a win. We're 7-2 right now with the Ravens losing. We're second in the NFL right now.
Somebody said to send me the link. Like, don't quote me, boy. All right? Go ahead, Keegan. Go
We're
ahead.
not second. We're third. We're third in the league right now. Our defense has some cleaning up to do, but these next stretch of games, we need to win. We need to figure out this defense, and when time comes to shove, I think our next test is the Cowboys. We need to be able to we need to be able to win these important games. When these important games come up in conversation, is playoff seeding.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, thanks for coming on, man. Appreciate you got on here a little late, man. I still appreciate you coming on, little bro, man. You feel me?
Hell yeah.
What's your
man.
final thoughts, man? What's your final thoughts, man?
I didn't really get to watch the game. I just followed it at work. Unfortunately, I had to work during the Lions game, which sucks. But yeah, a win is a win. But you know what? It means you get to go home, relax a little bit, ease your mind off football, sleep well, eat well, chill out, and then time to put that work in practice, clean up those mistakes, heal all those nicks and bruises and cramps and whatever, and get ready to decimate those Bears on Sunday.
For sure. Sky, man, what's your final thoughts, my brother?
Good win. A lot closer than I thought it was. I expected us to beat the fuck out of them, to be honest with you.
Amen, brother.
But here we are. Dub's a dub. I think Aaron Glenn needs to pick it the fuck up. But
yeah,
we'll
he's definitely on the hot seat for sure.
Yep, we'll see. But
I wouldn't say you're on the hot seat.
We're gonna beat the shit out of the Bears.
Yeah, let's whack them Bears, bro.
For sure.
What I want to see is Justin Fields comes back next week and Hutch gets another interception off of him.
Well, I want to play Bajan, so.
No, it's Bajan. I bet it's Bajan. I just have that feeling.
Mike, man, what's your final thoughts, man?
Hey, it was a win. We needed this win, and I think the rest of November, whatever, we're gonna get and stack up a lot more wins. But I'm still concerned of when we play the top talent on other teams' offenses. I'm concerned about what that defense is gonna do out there, because 38 points, giving that up is ridiculous to me. When you had a bye week, you had 2 weeks to get ready for this team, and this team was coming in off a shortened week with a ton of injuries. Like, that's where I'm gonna draw a line at. Like, it was a good win, we got the win, whatever, but I'm still concerned. That's all I got.
No, I agree, man. 100.
For sure. I appreciate everybody that came in, man. Appreciate you, Keegan. Appreciate you, Will, Rumble, Sky, Mike, man. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate everybody that was in the chat, man. Hey, man, my final thoughts is, man, yeah, we 7-2. It's been a long time since we can say we was ever 7-2. You feel me? So, hey, we still the second seed in the NFC. You feel me? Our schedule get a little weak, man. But hey, it's just time for a prepare. Golf fitness offense is clicking, man. Shout out to Golf, two-headed monster running back. We doing their thing. Hey, even J-Mo downfield blocking, man. Whatever you got to do to contribute for your team to win, man. I'm with that, man. So click off. There's the big things we need to do on this defense to adjust, but hey, we got time to adjust it, man. I just wanted to get in these playoffs and make some noise when we in this playoffs, man. But with that said, man, I'm your man, Bandit, man. I appreciate everybody that came in. If y'all hit that like and hit the subscribe button, man, I appreciate it, man. This has been the Sportsman, and we out.